Hello, you guys. Welcome back to the channel. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about something that's kind of near and dear to my heart because I've gotten kind of, in the last few years, kind of wrapped up in all these things that I can't control. And I know I'm not the only one because I read your comments and I read comments on other people's videos. And so I just wanted to talk to you about this particular thing, about how important it is for us to actually control what we can control. So I'm calling this control the controllables, right? So let's talk about some things that we have no control over. Things like gas prices, grocery prices, the economy, weather, politics. What else can't we control? Oh, other people. That's one. We can't control what's going on in Washington, D.C., or wherever you're watching this, whoever your government is. We just have no control over that. But we do wind up a lot of times getting caught up in all of those things. What we do have control over is what completely specifically pertains to us, right? So, grocery prices, for example. We can control what we spend on groceries completely. So, I mean, if, say before, you were able to pretty much buy whatever you wanted to at the grocery store, it was no big deal. Prices were a lot less, that kind of thing. Well, now we have to adjust. So, the part that we can have control over is where we shop and how much we spend, for the most part. Now, we may have diet restrictions, all kinds of things like that. But for the most part, we can decide that instead of having, say, instead of dinner, having to have 3 different things on your plate. Maybe because we're trying to pay off debt, or we're trying to, just trying to make it through this month without going crazy on our grocery budget, that we decide once a week, maybe twice a week, we're having some sort of sandwiches, right? To make that go farther. Whether that is, say, PB&J's, grilled cheese and tomato soup, or chili, or just the grilled cheese and maybe a banana, or whatever the case may be. We can control those things. Now, another thing we can't control gas prices, correct? However, we can control how many extra trips we make. We can control how many times we go to town, for one thing. How many times we leave the house, spending a bunch of gas when it was because we forgot, blah, blah, blah. So one of the ways we control that is by being a little more proactive as far as maybe not scheduling, but prioritizing things and putting things together in a trip. Write a list of all the things we have to do. Go to the bank, post office, groceries, go get gas, drop something off because it needs to be, sent back to Amazon, whatever. Do all of those things together. That we have control over. And it's way more productive than complaining and whining and moaning about things that we can't do anything about. Another thing is something that's in our control, is taking care of the things that we already have so we don't need to purchase other things. For our car, for example, making sure that the maintenance and the upkeep is done on that. Tires are rotated. It has an oil change. Maybe, a tune-up, or whatever maintenance is scheduled for the time frame, or miles and whatever on our vehicle. So, cooking at home is another one. So, cooking at home instead of going out to eat, which has health benefits too, time-saving benefits, has all kinds of benefits to that. Not just the money saving, and we also get to control the ingredients. So that's a big, huge deal. Not only are we saving money, possibly time, we also get to decide what goes in our food. One of those things that we cannot control is other people. However, we can control ourselves. And we can decide that we are not going to spend a whole bunch of money right now, that we are going to be content, and we're going to work on being content, right? We can't make anybody else do that, but we can make ourselves do that. We can watch things about contentment. We can listen to things. We can, pray about it. There's so many things that we can do, that we can just be grateful for what we have, and we don't need anything else. Most of our homes are filled with crap we already don't need. So why do we need to get more? We get more, and then we also complain about inflation. Although that doesn't make any sense, does it? I don't know. To me, it doesn't make any sense. I'm thinking, which I've been guilty of it too. Don't get me wrong. Absolutely, I've been guilty of it. But I'm just thinking, if we're complaining that everything is so expensive, yet we continue buying things and then complaining because we have to pay this amount to buy things. I'm not talking about needs, I'm talking about wants or convenience items. I was just reading an article and it said that the convenience cost, for example, food delivery. So before 2021, I believe, the average cost of the average that people were spending on food delivery was like $156 a month, which was still pretty steep. But right now, it is over $400 a month people are spending on food delivery. And then we complain about how much it costs, is what I'm saying. We can control ourselves. That's what I'm telling you. Is that if we can, get ourselves to a point where we can keep ourselves in check, then whatever else is going on won't affect us that much. And that's what I'm trying to get to. Like, I'm trying to get myself, and hopefully you guys, into a position where inflation doesn't affect us as much because we don't require as much. So inflation, for the most part, it affects everything, but it mostly affects when you need to buy something. If you don't really need to buy anything, then it's not going to have as big of an effect on you as if you are constantly purchasing. Anyway, I know I kind of rambled on with this a little bit, but if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you have anything to say about inflation, because we all do, definitely tell me down in the comments, and I will see you in the next video. All right, bye.